Yeah, I think supply management, how we engage with suppliers is definitely critical. I agree with Nathan there. I think where I see procurement sitting within most organisations, certainly as it starts to mature within an organisation, is procurement is kind of the glue between the contract supplier and the contract user, because procurement is very rarely the end customer in a contract. It's usually the enabler for an entity or a part of the organization, the charity or the business or the school that you work that's kind of using the product or service, and the supplier. So I think as well as engaging with the supplier side, it's really important to engage with your internal customers, and your stakeholders internally, because I think there's a lot of quite often, um, as a contract develops and it grows, particularly longer term contracts, the requirements and the needs of that internal stakeholder, that internal customer, can get lost, or can change. And I think it's really important. Procurement can provide that kind of glue, that kind of that linking piece between the two, and almost slightly act as an independent. So if you've got Joe Blog's supplier providing a product or service into your organisation, often the kind of adversarial relationships that can develop will develop between your internal customer, the one that's using the product or service, and the supplier. And procurement can kind of feel like a kind of that kind of mediator in the middle, working and helping them both to understand each other a bit better. And that's where I think emotional intelligence in procurement has really become an area that's developed. And a good procurement person needs to have that good emotional intelligence, needs to be able to read both your internal stakeholders and your suppliers. So I think in terms of reducing and stopping contracts leaking value, continual engagement with your internal customer, your internal stakeholder, what's working, what's not working, why is it working, why is that working better now than it was, can we do more of that, can we work with a supplier to enable them to do more of that, how can the supplier add value to your internal customers process or product that they're trying to produce. And really just acting as that kind of liaison between the two, I think is really important.